Hello there, welcome to part 2 of my Chaos Max deck profile. So in this video I'll be going over some of the combos that you can do with the cards that I showcased in the deck profile in part 1. So I'm going to show a few going first combos here, going second combos as well. Ones for slowing your opponent down, ones that you want to get to be able to summon out your Chaos Max to go for game. And I'll do a few test hands as well, just to see how we can play around some tricky hands or what the optimal lines of play are. So this first combo that I'm going to show off is a going first combo. Now this is your optimal hand to open up with. Bearing in mind that although I've got an Amorph Factor Pain here, and I also have an Advanced Ritual Art, both of these are highly searchable, so I could just get these with other cards as well. So it's not that unlikely of an opening hand, considering we both play Preparation of Rites and Iblis at 3. So to begin with, we normal summon out the Iblis, and we link her off. Now at this point you could go for a Link Disciple or an Almirage. For this one I'm going to go for an Almirage, but it really could be either. This will trigger Iblis' effect because she was sent from my field to the grave, so I can special summon her to my opponent's side of the field in defense position, and now my opponent can only special summon Link monsters, which is a nice little floodgate. So next we want to go and activate our Advanced Ritual Art and send Blue Eyes White Dragon to the grave to ritual summon Amorph Factor Pain the Draco Overlord. We then want to go ahead and activate our Preparation of Rites, and we will add Chalice Slime from our deck and Advanced Ritual Arts from the grave. What we want to do next is then activate Chalice Slime's effect. You will reveal him and discard the Chalice Slime to special summon a Talismandra from deck. Talismandra effect activates, so you get to add a ritual monster from deck to hand, and you'll add Lord of the Red. So here you then activate your Advanced Ritual Art again, and you will send your last copy of Blue Eyes White Dragon from deck to grave, which, where is he? There. And then you summon out your copy of Lord of the Red. So what you have on your end board here is you have protection for your monsters from card effects with Almirage. Amorph Factor Pain means that your opponent skips their first main phase 1, and that all Xyz, Synchro and Fusion monsters on the field have their effects negated. And Lord of the Red provides a pop for a monster and a spell or trap on your opponent's turn whenever an effect is activated. So this next combo I've decided to use as a going first combo, but you can use it going second. I just wanted to show the synergy that Chalice Slime, this card here, and Incantation Inception, which is the Incantation Ritual spell, have together, and how you can plus off it. So I deliberately added these two cards to hand, shuffle deck, and just drew 3 more just to kind of give you an idea of the kind of hands you'd get. Blue Eyes White Dragon's not a great one to have in hand, but it's alright. So what we'd probably do here is lead with Manji of the 10,000 Hands, activate his effect. If it gets negated, we have a follow-up with Extra Foolish Burial. So let's say, for example, it did get negated, just for simplicity's sake. We'd then go and activate Extra Foolish Burial, and from our extra deck we would send a copy of Herald of the Arclight to the graveyard at the cost of half our life points. Herald's effect would then trigger, and then from our deck we add 1 Incantation Inception. So now we reveal Chalice Slime, and we discard Incantation Inception to special summon an incantation from deck. So I'd say the card we want to go with first is Talismandra. Talismandra effect to add a ritual monster from deck to hand. So if you're going first, probably don't want to add Chaos Max or Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon unless you know the matchup and you know they're going to struggle to out that. So you probably want to go with Amorph Factor Pain for this one, just because he's better going first. You then activate Inception's effect in grave. You would send Talismandra to the grave, special summon another incantation from your deck. This is Inception's effect here. And now you want to go for Incantation Candle. You then add the Incantation Inception back to hand. Candle effect would activate to add a ritual spell from deck to hand. Probably going to go with Advanced Ritual Art here. You could go for maybe a Chaos Form because you've got a Blue Eyes in hand, but we don't have a Blue Eyes ritual monster, so we wouldn't go for that. So as you can see, we now have 6 cards in our hand. So we've just gone +2 with that Incantation Inception. We've added an Advanced Ritual Art. Actually, no, that's a +3 if you count this, but I wouldn't because it's a bit rubbish. So yeah, from here you can either use Incantation Inception to ritual summon your Morph Pain using Chalice Slime and Candle, but your better play here is to conserve resources is probably Advanced Ritual Art, and then send a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to the grave, and then you would go into your Amorph Pain, and then on the next turn you have the resources to do the Chalice Slime and Inception combo again. So this third combo is one for showing the usefulness of Link Disciple in the deck. So I deliberately added these 4 cards to my hand and just randomly drew these 2. And I'll just show you a useful way of getting this back into your deck and also basically getting a mulligan for it as well. So that's pretty good. So what we want to do, normal summon Ibly, you link her off and you special summon out a Link Disciple. You then reveal Advanced Ritual Art in your hand to special summon out Incantation Bookstone under the zone Link Disciple points to, and you from here probably want to summon out a Talismandra, and then use Talismandra's effect to add a ritual monster. So in this scenario, you'd also then, one Ibly is link summoned, sent to the graveyard as link material, you'd special summon it to your opponent's side of the field. Easy to forget. So yeah, Talismandra effect. In this scenario, let's say we're going second, so we'd want to add Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, because here we actually have game if we manage to get Chaos Max on the field. So one thing to note, you usually want to summon out your lower star monster, incantation monster, underneath Link Disciple, just because if you want to ritual summon later on, it's easier to ritual summon in this deck with higher level incantations, because all the ritual monsters that we want to summon out are level 8. So I'll just quickly shuffle that deck. So from here what we can do is we can use Link Disciple's effect, tribute Bookstone to draw a card, another Ibly, not very helpful, but we get to put the Blue Eyes White Dragon back to the bottom of our deck. So yeah, that's just how you get rid of Blue Eyes White Dragon if need be. We didn't have to do that in that scenario, to be honest. To be fair, actually, in that scenario specifically, you'd probably want to keep the Blue Eyes in hand so you could activate Chaos Form, maybe bait out some form of negation or something. But I just wanted to show how you get rid of the Blue Eyes White Dragon if you, for some reason, even draw 2 and you really need to get rid of them. And, you know, if you need to maybe unbrick your hand a bit. So yeah, that's that combo there. So for this next part, I thought I'd do a test hand for going first. So what I'll do is I will quickly just give the deck a shuffle. I have pre-shuffled it as well just to make sure it's properly random, but just so you guys, you know, believe me that it is actually, you know, fairly random. I'll shuffle and then I'll cut. And let's see what we get. So we'll draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's not an amazing hand, to be honest. Let's get that back in focus. So with this hand, we can use Manju to grab ourselves a probably Advanced Ritual Art, so that we can guarantee special summoning out Chaos Max Dragon, which we might want to do this turn, or we could save it for next turn. Or we could use Nightmare Corruptor Ibly, normal summon her out, link into a Link Disciple, and then put her on the opponent's field for a Floodgate, which might be able to shut down their plays if you know what they're doing. But yeah, this isn't a great starting hand, especially if your opponent hand traps a Manju. Your turn's pretty much over, but it happens. So let's do another one. So again, I'll shuffle, make sure it is proper random. So yeah, ideally you would go second, just because that extra card can make all the difference for this deck. So yeah, just shuffle a bit more, cut the deck there, and let's draw 5 more cards. Morph Pain, Chaos Form, Pencil, Chaos Max, Chalice Slime. So this is a little bit better than the last one, to say the least. So you can use Chaos Form here to special summon out your Chaos Max using a Morph Pain, but that's probably not the best play. So what you would want to do is, especially on that Pencil Plume, you probably want to reveal the Chaos Max because you maybe don't want them to know you got a follow-up play with Chalice Slime, or you don't want to reveal what you're going to do first turn with Amorph Pain. Amorph Pain is going to become more of a, let's say, famous card, as I think Dryton use it in their builds, or they have been in testing, and Megaliths as well. So yeah, you probably want to reveal the Chaos Max. So you'd special summon the Pencil, and then you would go for Talismandra. You'd activate Talismandra's effect. So at this point, if your opponent hand traps you, that's fine, you've baited their negation. What you can do is you can then use Chalice Slime's effect, and with Chalice Slime I would probably discard himself. So let's say Talismandra got negated. You discard Chalice Slime to special summon out Candle. You would use Candle's effect, and you could either add Advanced Ritual Art or Inception. I think that because you have a Chaos Form in hand, adding the Advanced Ritual Art is a bit better here if you don't think they have an Ash. So you add Advanced Ritual Art. You then activate Advanced Ritual Art, send Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to the grave. There you go. To Ritual Summon, Amorph Pain, Drake Overlord over here. My camera doesn't quite fit the whole screen. I don't really have a good one, like a good stand for it, but it'll do the trick. So yeah, that's an alright first turn board. Your opponent skips the main phase 1, you negate their Synchro, Xyz, and Fusion Monster effects, and then you've also got a wall of defensive monsters as well, just if you need that. And then next turn you can go into a Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, and we'll just see what our next card would have been as well. Another Advanced Ritual Art. I mean, we could have used that as well to bring out Chaos Max Dragon if they negated a Chaos Form. So yeah, that's 2 going first test hands. I'll just do one more very quickly, just because the first one was bad and the second one was alright. And then I'll cut the deck and draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for those of you that didn't watch part 1 of my deck profile, I'm proxying Pot of Desires for a Pot of Extravagance, just because I don't currently own Pot of Extravagance, but 100% run Extravagance over this, and when real play starts back up I intend to get my play set of Extravagance. So this is quite a good going first hand. So you would lead by activating Pot of Extravagance. So I'll just shuffle my extra deck because it was in order from when I did the deck profile. Just give that a shuffle, randomize it. So we want to banish 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Banish those, and then we will draw 2 cards. Creature Swap and Ibly. So now we have a choice to make. Do we go with the Manju or do we go with the Nightmare Corruptor Ibly? So I would prefer to go with the Ibly, just because it allows us to get potentially an OTK here next turn, and also a Floodgate on your opponent's board. So I would normal summon out the Ibly. Let's see what we've got left in our extra deck. So we've got a Link Disciple and an Almirage. So I would probably use Link Disciple here, just so we can get a draw to get rid of one of our incantations from the field. So Link Summon, Link Disciple, Ibly effect to special summon our in defense position to opponent's side of the field. You then want to reveal Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon in your hand to special summon out Pencil Plume. Use Pencil Plume's effect. And from here, it's really down to you what you want to go for. I would probably go for a Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, to be honest. I think that's probably the right... Oh, sorry, I'm skipping a phase here. Too busy trying to think of what to add. You'd special summon out Talismandra, and then use Talismandra's effect to add your ritual monster. So I think we'd go for a Chaos Max here. If you're playing against a deck that you know won't have the best Link Monster toolbox, so you're making them do a suboptimal play by link summoning first to get rid of the Ibli. Then you're probably safe from OTKing, so if you think you can survive the turn, then go for the Chaos Max. And then from there, next turn you can use Creature Swap, summon out Manju again, then Chaos Form using Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon on Chaos Max Dragon to get Chaos Max out. But let's say you are very highly likely to get OTK'd. We can add Chalice Slime, just add a bit more protection. So what we do next is we'd activate Chalice Slime's effect, and because we're going first, probably dump the Creature Swap because we don't need it. Use Chalice Slime's effect to give us Candle over there. Use Candle's effect to add a ritual spell. We've got a lot of incantations on field, so I think we should go for Incantation Inception, as that gives us some form of follow-up. So yeah, that rounds up the going first test hands, which have been alright. But as I said, this is mainly a going second deck, so the next part will be for some going second test hands. Okay, so now for the going second test hands. So give the deck a very quick shuffle just to make sure it's as random as possible. Then cut the deck. And now I will draw my 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So pretty good hand despite opening up a Blue Eyes White Dragon. So from here we could go into a rank 8. So we could ritual summon out a Lord of the Red using Advanced Ritual Art, then use Pencil Plume's effect to special summon another incantation, tribute summon the Blue Eyes White Dragon, go into rank 8, which could be pretty good. If you've got the Draglubi on OTK combo, might be worth running that, which I will add in the tech video as well, just as a side note. But from here, I'll just try to think of what the strongest play would be, to be honest. So we definitely lead with the Pencil Plume, because it doesn't require any discard, so your opponent technically goes minus if they negate this, unless they use a Gamma, because then it destroys it. So you will reveal probably Lord of the Red, special summon Pencil Plume, use its effect to get you probably another ritual spell. So you want to go for Incantation Candle, Candle's effect, and I would add Incantation Inception, I think. Wherever it is. There it is. So I'll add that to hand. Next, we can use Chalice Slime's effect. In terms of discard here, yeah, so I think you discard Inception here. So activate Chalice Slime effect, discarding Inception. And then you want to special summon out Talismandra to grab yourself a monster. So if we're going second here, we probably want to go for Chaos Max to push for as much damage as possible. So Incantation Talismandra's effect adds Blue Eyes Chaos Max to hand. Next we will then activate, sorry, there's a bit of a mess here in this cramped camera space, but next we want to activate Advanced Ritual Art. So we'll send our last copy of Blue Eyes White Dragon from the deck to the grave. And we want to first special summon out Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon. We want to make sure that this guy is special summoned out using a Blue Eyes White Dragon so that he gets his attack declaration effect. So Advanced Ritual Art goes to grave. Next you want to use the effect of Incantation Inception and grave, and you probably want to tribute off the Pencil Plume. So you add Inception to hand, and then you special summon out Bookstone next. If I've gone past him. There he is, there's one copy. Bookstone effect, target Advanced Ritual Art to add it back to your hand. So even though it's dead, next turn you can use it as fodder for Advanced Ritual Art. But from here you would activate Incantation Inception, tributing off most likely your Candle and your Bookstone. You want to try to get the lowest levels possible. And then special summon out Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. And if you didn't open up another Blue Eyes White Dragon, you could use your Advanced Ritual Art again to special summon out your Lord of the Red. And you maybe want to do that first, so that if your opponent has any interruptions, you can try, pop a few cards on the field as well, just to put a bit of pressure on their board. So yeah, that's the first going second test hand. I'll try one more just to see what else we get, because that was a pretty strong opening hand where we could have played through probably one negation, I think it was, which isn't, it's not amazing. But if you're going against a combo deck or something, you would side in some going second cards to try and circumvent any possible negations like that. So let's just shuffle the deck and I'll cut it. And then let's draw, see what we get. So this is a pretty good starting hand. So I think we do have game here. So what we want to do is we want to activate our Preparation of Rites. If your opponent negates it, that's fine. Let's just say they did, because I just want to show that we can still get game even though we had that negated. So what we want to do is normal summon Ibli, link Ibli off, and we want to go into, I think, a Link Disciple here. Ibli effect to special summon to your opponent's side of the field in defense position with 0 defense. Next, you want to use the effect of Bookstone. Actually, I'm going to think on that. I think you want to go with your Preparation of Rites again, just in case they negate it again, with maybe a Judgment set card or something like that, or a monster on the field. So yeah, let's say they did negate that, just to show that that's 2 negations we could have played through. So we would then reveal the Incantation Inception to special summon out Bookstone, and Bookstone will special summon out our Talismandra. If this gets negated, there's nothing we can do. But we've played through 2 theoretical negations, so I think it's fine if we add Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon to hand. So from there, we just want to activate Incantation Inception, use these 2 for the Ritual Summon, then into Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, and then from there you can use Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon to attack into Nightmare, Corruptor Ibli, and that will be game. And then next turn as well, you do have a Manju for follow-up if for some reason you don't manage to OTK, which is fine. After this, I will do a tech option video where I'll just quickly go over some of the other cards that you could potentially run in this deck that I don't. I won't be able to get all of them, but it's just to, throw out a few ideas out there and to see if there are any potential options that other people come up with. So yeah, thanks for watching the video, and yeah, I'll see you soon.